Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to grow lentil sprouts. But this method really works for any kind of sprouts. Just make sure that whatever you're sprouting, you look it up first and make sure that it's not toxic in its sprouted form. For instance, kidney beans, and I'm pretty sure other kinds of large beans, can be toxic. So all I'm going to be using is a sterilized glass jar. And the way I sterilized it was by boiling it for 10 minutes, so it has to be submerged in the boiling water for at least 10 minutes. And then I'm just using a cloth, or you can use a sprouting lid if you have one. I don't have one, so I'm just using something that water can drip out of. It could really be anything you want. And then a rubber band. So for the seeds, I'm not using seeds that you would buy at a nursery to grow lentils. I'm just using seeds that I got from a grocery store for lentils that people would use in their cooking. Same goes with whatever else kind of seed that you're sprouting. It might be hard to find like broccoli seeds at the grocery store, so those you might want to get them online, ones that are, especially for sprouting, that you're going to be able to eat. So you're just going to want to rinse the lentils a few times and then add some water, and you can use any kind of potable water that you wouldn't be upset about drinking. So I just use tap water, but you can use drinking water if you want. And let them soak for about 8 to 12 hours. And then you're going to be rinsing the water out. And you can just rinse as many times as you want. The more the better. So after the 8 to 12 hours of soaking, you're going to want to put it at an angle somewhere. You can use a dish rack or you can use a bowl. What I did is I just used a jar lid and held it at an angle on the dish rack so that all the water can drip out. And you're just going to want to rinse it and then drain it multiple times a day. I would recommend at least 3 times a day, just because that really stops the bacteria from growing the more often that you rinse it. I'm not leaving this jar in direct sunlight, I'm just keeping it in my kitchen. And basically you're just going to be wanting to rinse it and let it drain. And you're going to want to do that for like 2 to 5 days. And then you can harvest them, rinse them off and consume them however you'd like. Like you could throw them in salads, you could throw them in soups. There are a lot of recipes online. And what I found is that even though I, rinsed them off and started eating them on day 3 after soaking them, on day 4 they actually tasted a little bit sweeter. So their taste does change day to day. To store them, you're not going to want to, wet them. You're just going to want to let them dry out a little bit, and then you can store them in the fridge. And they'll store for up to a week, but I would recommend not waiting a week to eat them because they are a raw food, so they could go bad. Another thing is, if they start to feel mushy while sprouting or in the fridge, you should just throw them out. Or if they start to smell bad, they shouldn't be doing that. That's not good for you to eat. And then on the opposite end, you don't want to be eating any kind of legumes before they have a root, or if they're uncooked or undercooked, because they do have a toxin in them that could be pretty serious. So you're going to want to make sure that they do have a root before you eat them. So I would wait, like I said, 3 to 5 days to eat them. Between 3 to 5 days is optimal. And these are sprouts. Microgreens would be the ones that you grow in some sort of a substrate, and you would maybe wait a little bit longer. But for microgreens, you wouldn't eat the root, because the seed or the root, you would just eat the actual green part of it, since the root and the seed would be in the substrate, which could hold bacteria. Sprouts and microgreens are a great crop to grow throughout the year, but especially in winter time when there's not as much going on in the garden outside and you want to grow your own food. Sprouts and microgreens have a lot more nutritional density than just cooked, unsprouted seeds. I hope this video helped you. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. And thank you for watching.